The next set of top commands that I like to talk about is copy and move commands. We in our day-to-day we use like a computer user. I bet all of us use the command C or control C and command V or control V to do copying and pasting. But in the Unix world, there is no command C or command V to move, especially files or folders around. So there are different things that we can do to actually move or copy files from one place to another place. So one of them is copy or CP. So let's look at the CP. So right now, let's look at the place that we are right now. As you see, we only have two files here. One is test.txt and then the test folder. Now, what I want to do is copy the test.txt to the test folder. So here's how we do it. We say copy test.txt, and we want to go put it in the test folder with the name of second.txt. Actually, before we do it, I want to see what is inside it so we can compare it. Okay, perfect. There is a bunch of hello words there. So let's do copy test.txt to the tst folder second.txt. Okay, so let's just look at the content of the second now. As you see, it just copied the whole file over with the name of second. That's almost about it for copying the files. Now, one thing that is interesting is copying the folders. Let's see. Let's make a new folder. Call it another folder. Now we have two folders. We have two folders. One has another folder and then tst. So what I want to do is I want to copy the whole tst to another folder. So let's do tst to another folder. But as you see, again, gosh, this is one is giving us this error is giving us a better meaning. It says -r not specified, omitting directory tst. So what does it mean? Let's look at ls-la another, and as you see, it's empty, right? ls another empty, but we already copied it. So what happens here? So it's telling us that given that copy is we are copying the folder, it doesn't copy it. It doesn't copy the whole directory. So what we have to do is actually use a R flag to do recursive copying, the same way that we did for rm to do recursive removing. So we have to do the R to do recursive copying. So let's try that. So copy -r tst, and we want to copy it to another folder. Let's just name it as it is. So that's it. Now if we go to another folder, there's a tst folder there. Now actually let's look at the tst content. Everything that was in the tst before, it's here too. So recursive copying makes sure that you get all this stuff from the one place and copy it to the new place. Now let's do the same thing, but this way, this time I'm gonna remove that specific folder. So rm. Doesn't let us. Why? Because there is no r here. Now we can say ls, and let's look at here, and there is nothing. All right. So that was about copy cp. Now we have another command called mv. There is two use cases for mv command. One is to move the files. The other one is to actually rename the files or folders. So believe it or not, we don't have a command, or at least I believe we don't have a command for renaming files or folders, but just for the renaming. What we use is mv. So mv both renames files and then moves files. So in the concept basically when you move something from somewhere to somewhere else, you can change it. So you can just move a folder from one place to one place to the same place, just change the name, and that's how the renaming happens. So let's see how it works. So let's actually move the whole we have our test here, right? So we can say move test to another place, and let's do SL. It's not here, but ls/l another, and voila, the test is actually there. So to just show you it's actually there, let's go to tst folder, and here is all the files that we just created. Now let's do something interesting. We have a test.txt, which if we look at the content, it's just a bunch of hello words, right? Now what we can do is we want to change the name to test.txt to hello world.txt, right? So we talked about mv. So here's how it works. We say test.txt, and then we want to change it to hello world.txt. Now it changed to hello world, the name. Now we can even say, and it's the same content that is before. So we just changed the name from test to hello world.